Hi, everyone. I'm May from Writer, an AI writing platform for teams, and we're doing a bunch of tutorial videos for the Superpath community. Excited to dive in for you.
We have Ask Writer Anything, which is a pretty cool feature. Like if you don't know where to start, it sounds like a great place to start because it's a feature that can do just about anything. Can you give us an overview of the Ask Writer Anything feature, May?
Yeah, totally, Jimmy. So this is one of my favorite ones because so many times when I am procrastinating about doing something, it really is because there are 3 paragraphs I got to write to get that thing done. And I'll give you an example. We hosted an amazing taxonomy workshop where one of the things that kind of got moved from one to-do list to another was just the brief for the taxonomy workshop so that we could actually go out and invite people. And so I actually came to Ask Anything for quite a bit of the first draft of the content that we used for that workshop. And I want to walk people through, how they would be able to use it for a campaign like that. So awesome. Let's say I want to set up just a quick landing page or even just get the copy out for the landing page for a taxonomy workshop or any kind of webinar I'm running. So here in Ask Writer Anything, literally would be able to write, generate a landing page. Let's say I am all set now to write my landing page. I would literally write, generate landing page, copy. And I'm going to get very specific. I'm going to say, write 3 to 4 paragraphs of landing page copy for a workshop on taxonomy in the enterprise. And let's say I have literally one sentence already written on this is when I want to have it and this is what it's going to be. So I am going to click generate here. And this generate 3 to 4 paragraphs. A lot of folks who are still just starting out, are not yet skilled in just this prompt writing. And that's what we do a lot of work on. And so this is actually a great example. So are you struggling to create a taxonomy strategy that works for your enterprise? You want to learn from the best in the industry. Writing's hosting a workshop. You'll hear from tech leaders who have figured this out. And I gave Writer a bit of this. If you're looking to create a taxonomy strategy that works for your enterprise, this is the workshop for you. Register today. Reserve your spot. So not horrible. I could literally send this to a designer so that they at least have sort of the layout. Now, let's say that it's now the workshop's done and I actually want to generate a bunch of quotes from people who went. So this happens a lot, right? You want feedback from folks and they're yeah, draft me something. And you're oh, what do I write for them? So this was actually another way that I use this. So let's do, now I'm going to leave some space up here so I can post in the quotes when they come out. But we're going to say, generate 3 or 4 testimonial quotes from people who attended Writer's taxonomy workshop for the enterprise. And I'm actually going to say, generate 3 to 4 detailed testimonial quotes from content leaders who attended the workshop, because this will be really helpful. So I'm going to generate the content. It's going to appear in a card above this one, and I'll copy it into my editor so that we can see it. So copy, let's read these.
That's so interesting. You know what I'm finding so fascinating about this? I think part of the challenge that I see a lot of our folks in the Superpath community having with AI is it's they either they've heard or they expect that it could just you give it a keyword and it writes a 1,500 word article. So they open up
that's
a tool
Frankenstein content.
And it sucks. And then they say, oh, AI is no good. I find this to be fascinating. The training aspect of it. It's it doesn't seem really that difficult, but obviously it needs good input to get good output.
Yes, exactly. And we literally have in our onboarding, a workshop that we do for folks, basically called Don't Be Lazy. Here are the ways, that you can get really good at this. And watch what happens if, just for the sake of conversation. So these were nice and detailed, right? Because I've done this before. And the first time I did this, actually, let me take out detailed, and I'm actually going to take out content leaders. I'm just going to say from people, right? Same context. Watch this. Now, Writer, unlike other tools, learns. And so, it might actually be more detailed than I was expecting. look how much different these are.
Oh, wow. That's really interesting. That's really amazing to me.
Yeah, it's more simple, but also the concepts the concepts themselves are also more simple, right? Like, unlike here, where like the content leader wants to be able to talk about effective strategy and like Q&A and like, you know, how to improve their content strategy. Like, it was just so much more specific to a content leader.
Yeah, really interesting. That's really cool.
Now, one more thing, Jimmy.
Yeah.
Now I want to send the email after the workshop has happened to everybody who came. So let's generate a thank you email to participants in Writer's Taxonomy workshop, including links to recordings. And we're going to do, again, a 4 to 5 paragraph thank you email to content leader participants. So let's put that up here. When we talk about AI as a idea partner, like, this is exactly the kind of acceleration we're talking about.
Oh, wow. I love how it formats it like an email. Yeah. Just like even simple things like that. It's such a time saver.
Right. It's such a time saver. And so I literally in 30 minutes, right, got out like actually a bunch of first drafts that can like get other folks moving, right? Like, you need designers to do stuff. Like, you need your marketing engineers to spin up pages. Like, there's so much that relies on like just that beginning creative process. And my creative process now is actually so much easier because I just get to like edit and add my ideas versus like staring at a blank screen.
That is really cool. And I think it's very interesting that we just covered like an entire workflow, like copy for the event, you know, testimonials, follow up. That's really cool.
Yep.
Really interesting. And totally. So we did tease creating full blog posts, which is something we're going to talk about. And actually, we're going to talk about it next. So why don't we jump into that? Link will be below. We'll see you there. Okay, cool. There you go. Thank you so much, May, and your team over at Writer for being such a great partner to us at Superpath. You're building an awesome product. We really appreciate you spending time to help us get up and running with it. And frankly, your support is what helps us keep this community free. So we really are grateful for that. For those watching, if you do want to learn more and give Writer a try, go to writer.com. There's a couple of different plans you can choose from. There's also a free tier if you just want to kick the tires. So writer.com. Thanks so much for watching, and thanks so much to the team at Writer for your support. Take care, everybody.